Even now the axe is laid to the root of the trees. Every tree, therefore, that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Matthew 3:10. A tree that is poisoned or rooted in bad soil can only produce bad fruit or none at all. The physical and spiritual realities are intertwined, and this is no exception. Souls that are not nourished with truth and love cannot serve truth and love to others. They cannot love their Creator. This is what happened within the Roman Catholic hierarchy and within all the religious institutions out there. The priests who were supposed to feed their flocks truth for the benefit of their souls withheld true nourishment from heaven through watered down homilies and sermons, starving the ones who hungered for the truth. And what happens when a tree is poisoned? It withers and dies. Likewise, those in the religious institutions were poisoned with the spiritually toxic sludge pouring forth from the mouths of the so-called religious leaders. Their flatteries, affirmation, and teachings of everything but the truth put the people to sleep. They malnourished and starved their congregations until complete spiritual death happened Christmas Day 2012. Of what use is a tree that bears no fruit? Since the priests refused to bear fruit for the kingdom of heaven, making disciples of all nations, their anointings were removed in October 2009, when the abomination of desolation was set up in all the churches. A gardener can only cut down the tree that bears no fruit to prevent it from taking up nourishment from the ones that are bearing much fruit, and is then used to stoke the fire. The gardener is Jesus. The nourishment is his eternal gospel, which can only be found in these times in his testimony. And he's pruning the trees that are bearing much fruit, the members of the faithful remnant who are proclaiming his truths to the nations through video testimonies. A good tree is watered and cared for, so that it can in turn produce fruit to nourish others, giving of itself to those around it. The members of the faithful remnant are protected by their Creator in these times of tribulation. Their souls are watered every day with blessed holy water, which flows from the eternal throne of the Most High True God. They feed on His Word, receiving the much-needed nourishment for their souls to keep them on the narrow path. In turn, they make nourishing videos to help others find the narrow path or to keep on the narrow path. But bad trees produce bad fruit that no one is able to eat of, so they fall to the ground, producing a bad stench. Why choose to remain a bad tree? Get your soul back instead and allow our Creator to cleanse your soul with the stench of sin, with fragrance from heaven. Here's more proof that a bad tree can only bear bad fruit. Around September 11, 2012, a woman at the World Liberation Ministry, a church in Benin City, the capital of a state in Nigeria, gave birth to a baby goat. A woman gave birth to a goat. Now, if you don't believe me, check out the link to the news story in the description box below to see photos for yourself. And the most shocking part was that the people saw it as a miracle from heaven. Meanwhile, that was just one of the scourges of the end times. Jesus Christ the Lord speaks of this occurrence to his two witnesses. On October 4th, 2012, Jesus Christ the Lord said, "A bad tree bears bad fruit, my children, and a good tree bears good fruit that is not only pleasant to the eyes, but is also appealing to the appetite. What is the fruit of a woman steeped in sin? Death, my children, and that is what has come to the wombs of women everywhere." You will see this spread all over the world as the next plague has just begun. Remember, I told you, you would not know what the plague was until it manifested. But you have discerned correctly, my children. She did in fact give birth to a baby goat. However, the story that you saw was for real. For real, in whose eyes? Not only would the people refuse to call the animal what it was, a baby goat, but instead they told each other and the whole congregation that it was a baby horse. Even with something so small and the facts right in front of their eyes, they could and would not name the truth. Because the truth is not in that church, my children. The proof is in the so-called miracle. Because of the fruits of it, they see the plague that I have put upon them as a blessing. They see the evil only that has happened within their church as a miracle. But my children, this is going to be happening all over the face of the earth, as my riders have been sent forth with their orders. I told you I would speed up the effects of radiation sickness, especially in small children and in the elderly. This is about to happen as well. What she gave birth to was not a genetic mutation, but what other mothers are going to be giving birth to will be as horrific as what you saw. For it is just and right that they have been given blood to drink, as they have spilled much blood, innocent, pure, and unspotted blood of the unborn. It is their due. They are going to reap what they have sown. End of quote. What kind of tree are you? You are known by the fruits that you choose to produce.